with artificial intelligence emerging as an issue in the 2020 presidential race, as Bernie Sanders thought it important enough to include in his campaign announcement, and entrepreneur Andrew Yang has made the issue the focal point of his campaign. The White House announcement of an American AI initiative this month could not have been more timely. Recognizing that investment in AI is critical to creating the industries of the future, President Trump issued an executive order directing the departments and agencies of the executive branch to enhance America's leadership position in AI through a coordinated federal government strategy. The initiative's greatest significance lies in it being a solid first step towards a national AI strategy, which should go a long way to address concerns that nations like China already have such a strategy. The order contains several key components, the most important of which instructs departments and agencies to make AI a priority in their research and development missions, encompassing not just government-funded work in AI, but also the government's own research and development. That is important because government is inherently slow to adopt new technology and is in need of the greater efficiency, productivity and innovation AI can provide. The order also directs agencies to prioritize educational funding and programs that help American workers and students learn relevant skills. Finally, the order tells agencies to establish guidance for safe and trustworthy AI development and use, as well as to make their data, models, and computing resources more available to America's AI researchers and industries. That last point may not sound very sexy, but as a former AI scientist, I can testify to the vital importance of both large datasets, which the federal government has a wealth of, and high-speed computing resources to AI's success. For those who believe in American exceptionalism, it is encouraging to see that the initiative unabashedly aims to ensure that the next great AI inventions are made in the United States, and directs creation of an action plan to protect the United States' advantage in AI against strategic competitors and foreign adversaries. For those of us concerned with killing the golden AI goose through over-regulation, algorithmic transparency is just one of the regulatory targets. It is equally encouraging that the executive order imposes no regulatory regime. What it does say about regulation is unobjectionable, directing agencies to develop both regulatory and non-regulatory approaches. Moreover, one of the initiative's 6 strategic objectives, which is reducing barriers to the use of AI technologies, presumably includes regulatory barriers. Though discussion of potential risks dominates the public debate about AI, the greatest of the dangers discussed, think out-of-control robots, are typically highly speculative and very unlikely to occur in our lifetimes. The initiative wisely reflects that reality by taking an optimistic but balanced approach, rather than focusing on fears. It reminds us that AI promises to drive growth of the United States economy, enhance our economic and national security, and improve our quality of life, but also includes protecting civil liberties, privacy, and American values, and fostering public trust. Similarly, the initiative's focus on educating the American workforce for an AI future represents a proactive rather than fearful response to concerns that AI will lead to greater joblessness, a worry that is likely overblown but common enough to warrant inclusion in the Super Bowl ad for Simply Safe this month. The White House's positive approach includes an emphasis on AI's promise of great benefits for American workers, with the potential to improve safety and increase productivity. Michael Kratsias, the President's Deputy Assistant for Technology Policy, also reminds us that AI can empower American workers by liberating them from mundane tasks. Criticism of the initiative has focused on the lack of funding specifics. But the first step of a national AI strategy must necessarily be written in general terms, and only Congress can appropriate money. Nonetheless, one analyst wrote, "If they can find $5 billion for a border wall without Congress, surely the Trump administration can find a few billion to build the next engine of U.S. economic growth." an argument that inadvertently points out the political and legal difficulties of a president spending money without approval from Congress. Critics need not worry because we will soon have a lot more details about funding. The executive order requires that agencies that perform or fund AI research and development shall identify each year the programs to which the AI Road priority will apply and estimate the total amount of such funds that will be spent on each such program. President Trump's budget request for 2020 may also shed light on AI funding. In the meantime, the American AI Initiative is off to a good start. Kurt LaVey is president of the Committee for Justice. He previously worked in the artificial intelligence field and pioneered technology for overcoming the black box nature of neural networks that was hindering their adoption.